Hey guys, so last night I decided to play uh, the red white Boros Monarch deck that I have. The one that had Splashing Black for Okiba game Shinobi and Reaping Graves, as well as having Bojuka Bog's main deck. This one also has 5 versions of Pyroblast on the sideboard for blue decks. I decided to give it a play through a league. It did pretty well. So we're gonna go through the replays with you guys real quick. Um, yeah, I've played this deck before, so if you want to get like a normal league and not just replays, then just search through our former videos. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have not yet, and I'll see you guys in match one. All right, welcome to match one. We decided to keep this, even though it's kind of a slow start with the bounce lands. He had a very aggressive start. I'm a little worried. Played that, bounced this land. Had to discard one of the Shinobis. We're really in trouble right now. We probably should have played the artifact land, to be honest. We're still in trouble. We decided to scoop and move on to the second game. In the sideboard, we brought in our uh, Gorilaa Shamans. We took out um, the. We brought in Gorilaa Shamans, the Lone Missionaries, and one Standard Barrier. We took out Electrickery. We took out the Palace Sentinels, and I think we took out the Okiba gangs. We left everything else. But let's go on to match two. I didn't mean match two, I meant game two. So we decided to go first. We kept this opening hand. It's actually pretty solid. A little bit slower, you know. He was real aggressive that first game. Able to get a Prism out. Drew the best card in this matchup. Decided to just play it, destroy one of his lands. Draw a land again, draw another card. We should have played a Kor Skyfisher there. Take away his colored sources as well as be able to draw more later on. Feeling really great about the position we're in now. Swing for 4, then lightning bolt him to the face. Alright. Now we're on game 3. This hand looks pretty good to start. Get that bog out there. Play that, destroy 2 of his lands. I feel like we're probably gonna win this time. Destroying 2 lands always feels like backbreaking, you know? Luckily, we have the Journey of Nowhere already in hand. Kind of want to keep my life total higher just in case of ATOG. We're going to try Lightning Bolt him, make it so he has to sacrifice 2. Then we end up getting a Gorilaa Shaman, able to destroy a land, make an extra blocker. They'll have Galvanic Blast up. I feel like we're in a really strong position. He kills our second of the Gorilaa Shamans. We go to kill the ATOG to force me either sacrifice 2 or keep ATOG. Get ourselves back up over 20 life. Start swinging. We still have plenty of ways to draw. Crack the clue. Think we still swing. Yeah. At 828 life, makes it hard for him to kill us. Alright, and now come down to 10. We're in a really strong position. And he scoops. Alright. Okay, now we got match 2. Kept a pretty solid hand. End up realizing we're playing against Affinity again. Use Lightning Bolt while we can to kill it, so we don't have to use Galvanic Blast. Keep that for a bigger threat. Play another artifact. Get a Galvanic Blast. Kill that guy. Get Kor Skyfisher out there. Swing him for 2. Don't you know where the big guy? Swing for 4. He ends up drawing a bunch of cards. We end up using a Okiba gang Shinobi. Hoping that that's enough. So he goes through. We're trying to make it so in response to him trying to kill us that we kill him with Galvanic Blast. So we wait all the way till the last sack. He has to get this sack through, but he ends up having to spell and then killing us. So that's a shame, you know? Alright, so next game. Keep a hand. Not the best hand, but not the worst hand either. We end up drawing a Gorilaa Shaman, use it to destroy 2 of his lands. Now we feel great, swinging for 2. And yeah. And he concedes right there because he didn't have an answer for Gorilaa Shaman and he knew where this was going. Now we're playing game 3. We have Gorilaa Shaman in hand. We just need to get a red source, so we keep this hand, cycle. End up not getting a red source. Got a second Gorilaa Shaman though. Decided that I want to get as much lands out as possible at this point. Still trying to find that red source. Swing for 2. Just still cracking these clues, trying to find a red source, swinging for as much as we can. Find a red source, Gorilaa Shaman, use it, kill that, play that, swing for 3. Okay, use that to kill that. Swing. Alright, so we end up is trying to kill the prisms to get rid of his colored mana sources. And we're swinging for 5, so we're restricting him from even resources. So what I should have done there is Journey of Nowhere, that guy, and then just Galvanic Blast him to the face to just finish the game, but I was being dumb. So what we should have done earlier, we end up doing now, which is Journey of Nowhere and Lightning Bolt. Alright. See you guys in the next match. Thank you very much. Okay, we're on match 3. Keep an okay hand. I want to be able to go Prism turn 2, so that's why we did it that way. Playing against Black-White. I don't really like this matchup, to be honest. Not a huge fan of it. I'm a huge fan of this matchup when I'm on the Black-White side. I'm just saying from this side, I'm not a huge fan of how it usually works out. Yep. So I end up Galvanic Blasting this Kor Skyfisher and playing Palace Sentinels, hoping to ride that to victory. I felt was a strong plan. You end up having Pestilence. So one of the main problems that I have in this specific matchup is the fact that my version does not have uh like straight enchantment hate in the sideboard. We have stuff for Boggles, which could also be used in other matchups like the Flag Bearers and stuff like that, but we don't have anything, you know, so we don't have a way to deal with the Pestilence. So he has stole the Monarch, he has Pestilence. We're hoping that we can burn him out, possibly. But then Prismatic Strands in the sideboard makes it that a lot harder to do too. Again, we're hoping to just burn him out in one turn. We have 11 damage worth of burns, so hopefully we can get to the point where we could just him out, and then he attacks our hand twice, and we pretty much concede after that. We're not really well set up for this match. Like I said, out of our sideboard, we have no direct enchantment hate, which this is the only real matchup that becomes a problem against. This isn't like a huge part of the meta. So, pretty much lose from here on. I scoop right here because he's going to start doing like Kor Skyfisher, Omen of the Dead, dumb stuff. And then this is game 2. We mulligan to 5. And we scoop there. Alright, welcome to match 4. Mulligan to 6. Playing against Tron. We do have, like, because of the Okiba gang and the Bojuka Bog, we have a decent chance on beating Tron. I'm not too afraid yet. He does already have a full Tron set up, though. But then I realized that he's a capsized version. So we're just trying to apply pressure and get him to the point where he has to start bouncing our creatures instead. We definitely make him fight for it. We're not just gonna give up, you know? And then he destroys the land, which makes me feel even worse. He bounces the other. Again, we're trying to just apply enough pressure that he has to focus on the focus on the creatures. Goes for impulse, sure. Impulse, sure. But I think that then he ends up getting another blue to be able to capsize. And then, like I said, he finally capsized the creature. We can start getting ahead on the board, like land wise. Still able to swing for 4. Almost have him at a point where we can kill him with burns. So that's what we're trying to do. We swing with everything. I think we take out a clue this time because we wanted to keep up the chance of Galvanic Blast. We burn him, but he fogs. We end up Bojuka Bogging him. We get rid of a land. Go for a swing first. And he's done. Okay. Welcome to game 2. Swinging for 3. We should have bounced one of the Thraben Inspectors, and that was a mistake by us here. He got a Moment's Peace, and then he used Reap and Sow to be able to get to have Tron. We counter that. Crack a clue there. Swing only with the Thraben Inspectors. Whichever one's not blocked, we end up using the Okiba gang. And then we end up winning. Alright. Alright, mulligan to 6. Playing against blue-black. We end up going to Glint Hawk, Prism, then replay Prism. Really wish we had an untapped land right there. Worried about him having counterspell for Palace Sentinels, so we play the long way. Not feeling great about our position, to be honest. Think we just go for Sentinels, see. No, we decided not to. Okay. Should crack a clue. There you go. See, we should have just kept up a couple bolts and Galvanic Blast for and then reaping the graves at the end of his turn. He ends up having probe into uh Bojuka Bog, which pretty much kills our plan of like trying to use reaping the graves. We try to use Okiba getting Shinobi. Think he ends up having removal. And then we lose control of this game pretty quickly after this. Like, we're in trouble. We end up, okay, so he counters this, which we use Reaping the Graves to bring back. We swing and we try to use Reaping the Graves. I mean, not Reaping the Graves, the. But he Echoing Decays before blocks comes up. Got rid of the graveyard. Feeling like we might have a chance now. Maybe we can burn him out one turn. Really wish we had some more burns right now. Kind of wish we would have kept that Journey of Nowhere now. Think we hardcast the gang now. He counters it. So now we're just hoping to draw one more bolt and him not to have counter spells at all. Which I know sounds like a terrible plan. Electrickery is terrible. And we scoop. Alright, we kept an okay hand. Lots of draw, creatures to get out there early. Feels like a okay spot to be at. And we keep both creatures back in case he has removal to be able to keep the Monarch for a little while. Keep up Pyroblast just for counter. We end up making it so his Angler cannot attack. End up taking back the Monarch. Block both of these. Uses Disfigure. We use Galvanic Blast. He ends up using Dispel. Another Gurmag Angler. Journey in Nowhere was a good draw. Play the Inspector. He's almost out of cards. So we let this go through. We use the 2 removal to get rid of the Gurmag Angler. And the reason why we're doing that is to try to be able to use Okiba Gang. He ended up having removal. So then we played Palace Sentinels to take back the Monarch. And play Kor Skyfisher to have a flyer block. Probe is annoying, but I think we keep Pyroblast and Okiba Game Shinobi. Because even if he removes the Skyfisher, unless he has a creature to play also, we can go Palace Sentinel swing, put hit him with Okiba Gang. Even if Okiba Gang doesn't like he has removal for that too, then we end up being able to play Palace Sentinels again to get the Monarch back again. That's a whole lot of nada. Doesn't really matter. Block. This figure, yeah. So we use Pyroblast to get rid of that guy. We Okiba Gang, get rid of the last 2 cards in his hand. So when it comes to our next turn, well, at least we have a Journey of Nowhere. He ends up flashing back the Forbidden Alchemy. We get rid of his last 2 cards in hand. Then we Journey of Nowhere his creature, and then we win the game from there. I think we can also play Bojuka Bog. And yeah, that's where he scoops. Alright, now we're on to game 3. We kept a hand with a lot of draw, even though there's not a lot of action going on right now. I'm usually one to keep these type of hands, but that could actually be a bad thing. Because, like, look at it right now. We're not doing anything, and he very well could run away with the game before we could. We're not using bounce lands just yet because there's no reason to have to discard extra cards. Could also use the bounce lands later on Bojuka Bog numerous times. I think we end up journeying to nowhere that guy just in case we want to play Palace Sentinels. Okay, so we untap. We go for Palace Sentinels just to see if we could get it to go through. We end up using Bojuka Bog. Now we have Kor Skyfisher. Turn Bojuka Bog. Might be able to burn him out. He has lots of removal, which kind of sucks. We're trying to keep the Okiba Gang in hand just so we can sneak in at some point. We got Bojuka Bog on him again, make it so it's harder for him to cast Grimag Angler. We attack. Try to put that Okiba gang. Alright, he puts a Grimag Angler. I think we top deck Okiba gang though, if I remember correctly. Made it so you can't block with it. Song with Okiba gang. Made him discard 2 cards. He most likely has removal. But we're going Galvanic Blast, Galvanic Blast, Galvanic Blast. And then we end up going to Bojuka Bog, and that's where he scoops. But even if he didn't scoop right there, we were going to swing. Even if he had removal, we were then going to reap the graves, put like 6 creatures back in our hands, so we will have won regardless. But thanks for watching, guys. We end up winning 4-1 with this, which is a pretty solid move. And yeah, so that's the game, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.